My soul bows to you. Namaskar. Today, you will engage in our third session of the meditation practice. And here you will learn how to treat with the mind. The mind is the most powerful part of you. And training of the mind is extremely important. Bringing the mind into silence. Centering in that observer consciousness in every experience. And learning how to observe without the mind being carried away. Mind power is extremely important. Wherever you place your mind, you're bringing energy there. Because the mind operates with prana, life force, the energy of life force. So observe the key elements of the practice in day 3. Observe the experiences that you will have in day 3. And again, make sure and maintain your journal. It's for your benefit as you observe your growth over the period. The goal is to make meditation a lifestyle, the meditative awareness. So enjoy your practice of day 3. We begin our meditation today. It is Monday. The working week begins. Let's give attention to our meditation practice today. In the awareness that meditation is a practice that prepares us for this new day, for this new week. Bring your attention into the present moment. That you be here and now. Observe the mental space. It is the most powerful space of your being. There is a saying, as you think, so you become, so you are. Such is the power of thought. The fundamental training of meditation is to embrace the silence within the mind. So let's begin this mind training of learning to establish the consciousness in silence, mental silence. And as we do this, remember that we are multidimensional beings or holistic beings. And our consciousness pervades every level of being. In fact, you carry your physical body in your conscious being. You carry your subtle body in your conscious being. These are experiences in your being. The goal in the meditation is to come into a place of pure being, allowing that silence to pervade your entire being at every level. And since we are continuously creating our identity or identifying with our identity with the mind. Let's clear the mental space. Being the witness of that space, and that's an important word and practice, witnessing. Witnessing the mind, the mental plane, witnessing the emotion, witnessing the vitality within your being. Witnessing the physical body. So you're using your mind to do that, and your consciousness of self. But even as you do, stay objective to the experience. Detach, taking a detached view. You have the power in the consciousness to take a detached view of the experience of being. This allows you to see the entirety of being. Stay in the silence of the mind, with no compulsion to think. And if there is compulsion to think, if there is the momentum of thinking, just observe the thoughts as they come and they go. And if your body is restless, just observe it. No judgment, no conflict. Complete acceptance of what is. Hold the mind in an expansive state of awareness, so that you can see clearly every dimension of being. Give attention to witnessing, observing, from a silent or pure space of being. And it's important to feel that silence and restfulness at every level of being. To do this, we'll engage in breathing practice. The breath will connect us to every level of being. Just observe what breathing really is. You need to open up the belly to breathe. Giving space to the lower lungs to expand in belly breathing. You need to give attention to the chest in breathing. You need to give attention to the shoulders in breathing. That's how you can empty the lungs and fill the lungs completely. By doing that, you're bringing more oxygen into the body, and your brain needs a lot of oxygen, so you're able to think clearly using the brain. And you bring prana, life force, from the pranosphere around you, the field of prana, into your being. That's the power of breathing. Now for the breath to connect every level of being, you need to give attention to your spinal column and the brain as you breathe out and breathe in. This is a magical practice that really allows you to create a balanced energy at every level of being. We used to Ujjayi breathing. By contracting the epiglottis in the throat area. You get this marvelous control of the breath and a meditative sound as you breathe. Now, to give attention to every level of being, begin by focusing at the center of the eyebrows. This connects you to the energy center of the mind that is in your subtle body. Give attention to the third eye center. And as you breathe out, take your attention down the center line of the body, right down to the perineum area. And as you breathe in, you keep that pelvic area firm and grounded. And you breathe up along the spinal column. Your attention should be along the spinal column. Right up to the medulla point at the back of the neck. And across the brain to the third eye. That's how you connect to every level of being. As you breathe out once again, you take your attention down the center line of the body. Letting the shoulders drop, the chest contract, belly contract, and you go right down to the root. It should give the experience of being grounded, making contact with the earth, and keeping that grounded feeling. And the consciousness of the perineum area, that's the energy center of the base that grounds you to the earth. You breathe up along the spinal column. So the spinal column is in your awareness and the brain is in your awareness. And this is how you create energetic balance. Balance in the prana at every level of being. This is very energizing for the physical body. Revitalizes every area. The gut area, the chest area of the heart, or the heart area of the chest. And the brain. So it's important that you take your consciousness to every level. So attention needs to be firm. You're creating an energy circuit with this breathing, with attention down the spinal column and up. And let the tip of the tongue touch the palate. That's how you make the energetic circuit complete. Your level of vitality and how you feel in your being will determine how you breathe. Look for that natural, intuitive experience. of observing the need of your body and being to be nourished by prana or life force or vitality. Remember, back of the neck, focus, medulla point, and third eye. That allows you to bring prana into the brain in a very powerful way. This exercise helps your mind to become more clear and in balance. Because the gut power influences the mind, the emotional center of the heart influences the mind. Now, if you feel that the prana or the breathing is not settling down, then look for the area where you may feel a block in the breathing. And you breathe out from that point, and you breathe in from that point, keeping your attention on the block, but holding the consciousness of freeing the block every time you breathe out and breathe in. Each time you breathe in, you tap into your deeper center of being, tapping into grace, into a greater flow of energy. And every time you breathe out, you are letting go. So if you feel a knot in the chest area, you focus there. And you begin to nourish that area. Now it's important to observe the quality of consciousness at every level, that you may bring that level into balance. So when you breathe into the root area, there should be the feeling of grounding in the physical body and a greater connection with the earth, the physicality of your being. When you breathe into the belly area, there should be a greater consciousness of vitality at the core of your physical body. So you come into a relationship with God power. You should be witnessing, observing the entire experience with a quiet and silent mind. When you breathe into the chest area, you should focus on feeling in the consciousness, loving, compassionate being. That's the energy of that subtle center in the chest. When you breathe into the throat area, the consciousness of space becomes greater, spaciousness, and your listening power becomes stronger. The silence within the mind becomes more accentuated. And your intuitive ability becomes greater. So as you breathe, you can selectively breathe and bring your consciousness to the root, breathing out and breathing in at the root, and observing how you energize the physical body there in a grounding consciousness. You can breathe into the core, navel area, and feel the vitality of your core, or the God power at the core of your body. You can breathe into the chest area. It nourishes your emotional being with prana, and you free the consciousness, unburden the consciousness by breathing away every limiting emotion that you may experience. And then you breathe into the throat, opening up the consciousness space. And finally, you can breathe into the third eye point with a focus at the medulla at the back. And then you'll find that your entire being becomes silent. This is the greatest silence, because you are energizing every level of being. And the mind is influenced by every level of being. And the mind influences every level of being. So now there should be total spinal column awareness. And the mental dimension should be holding every level of being. This is the balance that you want. And there should be a feeling of complete peacefulness in the consciousness. Now the power that you are tapping into is the God power within you. So take a moment to acknowledge that that at the very center of your being is the divine. So as you witness, become aware that all that you are doing is happening in the divine, in that infinite consciousness of being. So the goal should be harmonious relationship with the divine inside of you, the very source of being, the very source of all prana, life force within you, the very source of all consciousness within you. You should be in a harmonious relationship. And now let's take a moment to harmonize with the outer space, the elements of nature. At the root center, in the pelvic area, you feel a greater relationship with the earth. Honor that connection. At the sacral center, in the sexual area, you get a greater consciousness of the water element. And a sense of taste. So honor the water element by focusing on that sacral area. Harmonize with the water element. have that relationship of oneness with it, an appreciation of it. And navel is the fire element. The warmth in the body. The warmth of the sunlight. And it's related to the sense of sight. In the heart area, center of the chest, make the connection with the air element. The sense of touch, the sense of feeling. And the lungs. And at the throat, make the connection with space. By giving attention to the consciousness of space. And this is how you harmonize with the elements of nature. Honoring them, having deep appreciation of them, and feeling that wonderful relationship with them. The strength of the earth, the healing nature of water, nourishing nature of water, the firepower, and its vitality, the air that brings oxygen, and the breathing that brings prana, and the space that allows movement and containment. And now you're ready for a new day. So look ahead to this day. Your soul or spiritual being is engaged in a karmic play through your body and through your relationships with the world around you. You're in a karmic play that will unfold throughout this day. So hold the intention within you, in your consciousness, to align to this play, to accept it, to meet it with openness, and with the intention of learning and growing from every experience in this day. That's the intention for this new day. And let's center our consciousness in the source of our being as we meet this new day, that we may align to the divine in us and around us. I center myself in the source of my being, the divine within me, the God within me, that source of infinite peace, love, goodness, wisdom, and vitality. I stay centered there, that my every thought, my every word, my every action in this day be a blessing to my world. I give thanks for all the blessings I have received, and I pray to continue to be worthy. Om. Peace. 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 Welcome everyone, welcome to a new day, welcome to Monday, beginning of a working week, and you can see from the practice of today how you can really prepare mind, body, emotional being for a new day. You should be more energized now at every level. You should be mentally prepared now for a day, for a new day. You should be aligned to the divine within you, and you should have appreciation for the elements of nature and the karmic play of this day. This is how you grow in consciousness in every day. We need meditation practice. It not only prepares the consciousness for a new day, but it brings you into a place of balance for your new day at every level of being. You're a multidimensional being. You're physical, you're vital, you're emotional, you're vocal, you're mental, and you're spiritual at the center of all of that. So every level of being needs to be nourished and be vital to meet your day. That's how you feel more powerful in your day. So this is the way to true well-being, optimal well-being. So meditation is a marvelous practice for optimal well-being. So I want to wish all of you a wonderful day. Our practice will continue. And those of you who are viewing the video stream, we thank you for today's program. You can tell your friends, you can tell those whom you think might need the meditation practice for daily living. So these are meditational practices for daily living. We need these. So I want to wish all of you a wonderful day. My soul bows to you. Namaskar.